This tale is, as all bard songs are, an adaptation. It may contain adult themes and strong language. Welcome, dear listeners, to Abyss.
Welcome to episode 17 of Abyss. Who are you? What are you? And to celebrate Cow Appreciation Day, how do you appreciate cows? Starting with Shiraz.
Hello, my name is Shiraz and I play the Dragonborn rogue Ishidoro who does science, pretends to be a wizard and eats. Cow Appreciation Day is a serious matter in India because cows are the reason why people get lynched. There seems to be a disagreement amongst the populace about how much love we're supposed to give to cows. I personally think they're delicious and nutritious. I wish they weren't slaughtered, but unfortunately we're not at the point where we can have lab-grown meat yet. I appreciate cows, honestly.
Good. Next we have Wednesday.
Hi, I'm Wednesday. I play the Tiefling Layla. She is rather awkward but has a giant marble shovel to hit people with by accident and kill people by accident too on occasion, and she feels really badly about it. In terms of cow appreciation, I really love dairy, so I've heard and since avoided reading articles and watching documentaries and such on dairy production, just because I really love dairy, and I think that translates to really loving cows, because without cows there wouldn't be dairy. So yes, thank you cows, I love you.
Fair enough. Tauno?
Hi, I'm Tauno and I played Rasthikos, the human impoverished noble who would like to think that he's clever and has things under control, but I think, especially given last week, that he's mostly around because he's the biggest, toughest person they've got in the party. So I wonder if he will ever realise that. Personally, I do too like cows, and I'm also a big fan of dairy. I don't know if I've ever actually personally shown my appreciation for one though. Maybe that is something I should do. Maybe make it a yearly thing.
Technically was yesterday, Cow Appreciation Day, but still...
That gives me a year to
cows.
Make a plan.
Make a plan next year to appreciate cows.
Yeah, I can mark it in the calendar. This particular day, find a cow to appreciate.
Exactly.
I imagine you moving your chair over to the calendar and actually mark it.
I can imagine you going to go and look for a cow every year.
I was going to say, if you're needing a cow hookup, I'm your chick.
Oh wow.
I know where there's so many cows. I can even take you to where the cows are friendly and might let you pat them.
Wow.
Like just run around the streets of the second largest city in Denmark, just where the cows, I'm running out of time.
Yeah. You want to go where there's green stuff, dude. Like green stuff that grows out of the ground. Might not happen in the street.
You never know.
I mean, you'll find them in the streets in India, so like if you want to brave that, there's plenty of cows here.
Okay. Dragon?
Hello, I am Dragon. I am playing the Drow Nitra. Cow appreciation.
Yes.
Well, I used to really love dairy, but my allergy to it has got so severe that I can't eat it anymore, and even cross-contamination makes me incredibly ill.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah, so I can't have any of that anymore. But cows do seem to be lovely, friendly animals. I'm not vegetarian. I very rarely eat red meat, and cows just seem to be like the sweetest farm animals. They're very placid and never run away from them, because if you're running away, they think you've seen something scary, so they run away in the same direction.
Yep.
And that's how you get trampled by them.
Oh gods.
Yep.
Yep.
If you run
If
away
you
from
want
a
them
cow,
to come to you.
it assumes there's something behind them that they can't see, so it runs with you.
It's the equivalent of, hey, why are you running? Why? Oops, I stepped on. Now you're screaming in pain. Why are you screaming in pain?
It's fine. It's done the usual thing of like kneecapping your friend to make sure that you can always outrun the beast. The beast will stop and eat you.
Also-
It'll trample you. Yeah. Sorry. Carry on, Dragon.
If you want to get them to come to you, go into their field and sit down. They're really, really curious. So as long as they don't have any babies in with them, they'll come over and have a look.
I love Highland cows. Just the hair and the...
Yeah, they're so cute. The baby ones.
They are adorable.
How do they even see? Like,
They don't.
I know, I've been... They just stand there until someone pushes them into the right place.
Are you saying you've never gone cow tipping?
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
Anyway, we will
But
save that for another time.
It's on the bucket list.
Finally this week, Susie.
Hi, I'm Susie Q, and while I appreciate cows, I don't particularly like them. I appreciate them for being what they are, which is like dogs. They are a great example of how humans completely manipulate something to be exactly what they want, because a cow is nothing like its ancient ancestors. And generally, I want to disagree with the idea that cows are friendly and sweet, because I've known too many people that have been chased, bullied, pushed about. I've been chased, bullied, pushed about by cows. They're big, they're scary, they can be very angry. Dairy cows, herds that are handled, are a different matter. But your beef cows,
Oh no, they're half wild.
yeah. So, general advice, never ever go into a field with any cows, ever. But my
Oh, wow.
current hatred for cows stems from the fact that my horse is terrified of cows. So we go past fields with many cows in them, and she has a small meltdown every time we do. And she's getting slightly better, but she's still not great with cows. And there was one time we were riding along and there was a concerning pile of rubbish. It's because people like to fly tip, and she was looking at this concerning pile of rubbish. And then in the field behind us, behind the bushes and everything, there were some cows. And a cow mooed, so she shot a brick and ran up the road with me, thinking that cows can now shapeshift.
Oh no.
I would pay so much money to have like a running commentary of what the thought process was in the entire situation.
Yeah, it would probably be like, that thing's never been there before. What the fuck's that thing? Why is that thing there? Ah, cow, run!
Also, I'm instantly drawn to the Monty Python sketch about the roving gangs of grannies, except for cows.
Yes.
Which
Yes,
gang
there's
keep
been
like
incidents
cows?
like that, actually. Because one time we were riding past a field, and we went past this field of cows, and all the cows were in the field, and then we were coming back the same way. And when we were coming back the same way, most of the cows were in the field, but 2 of the cows were on the road. So Tilly was really excited about that. That was a great fun time.
Just 2 cows in the middle of the road, leaning on the fence, flipping coins, going, "What you looking at?"
Essentially, it was like that, and they were bullocks as well. So they were maybe about 2 or 3 years old. So they'd all been chopped, but they were big boys. And the big boys are the worst ones, because they'd run maybe like 10 feet in front of us, and then turn around and look at us. And we're like, "There's nowhere else to go. This is the way home. We need to go. Go into the field to the side. Please go into the field to the side."
Oh, wow.
And the cow's like, "Nah, we're gonna keep coming down the road." And I'm on the phone with my horse dancing sideways, trying to call someone else, going, "That bastard farmer, his cows are out." And this fucking farmer, he lives all the way up in Strathern.
I love this, but you have such strong
wow.
feelings about this.
I love it. I do. Yeah.
So,
So,
at the end of it all,
I do
thanks,
appreciate cows, but I don't like them.
Fair enough then. So, after all that cow talk, what happened last week?
A lot.
All the things.
We broke the roof.
We not gathered like 2 armies.
One.
Also,
We don't know if we broke the roof, but the roof is broken nonetheless.
Yeah, I
We've
mean,
managed to break the ceiling of this demi-plane. We made friends with a dragon, and she killed 2 massive demons for us.
and about 1 billion kobolds, but like, who cares?
Yeah. We now have almost everything that we need for Vizeran, the crazy drow. But we're currently in Graven Hollow, and Chardrilf, the dragon, has gone to Themberville to speak to her kin, but apparently she has another son somewhere in this plane. And because Baphomet is dead, 13 has no one to challenge her claim about being the Ancient One.
What do you mean, challenge the claim? She is the Ancient One.
I mean, there was no question about it. All that power has gone to her head, but she asked for a hat. She got it. Well, it's in the process of being made.
So at this point, I think we've destroyed a majority of the demons that were represented in the cube, which we need to check the cube. And the crack opened on the ceiling as we destroyed the gems in Graven Hollow. So we might well have at least one dragon willing to help us to destroy the demons and then break this weird thing that's going on with the drow controlling access to the surface. We can probably have the Minotaurs as an army, thanks to 13.
The Ancient One, thank you.
This is going to be a running thing about that. You saying the Ancient One and me insisting it's 13.
The Ancient One.
I think we might have got a majority of the demons, but we'll need to double check that, I think.
The only one that's left that I can think of is the one in Storyteller that demolished that we so bravely tactically retreated from, since it's beyond that.
On several occasions, we ran away from that one. Just going like, nope, not today.
We should definitely check out the cube, but there's also one more thing that almost all questions sort of lead to Men's of the Ransom.
Yes, everything does.
We also learned that the Drow have a way to go to the surface.
Yeah, because the
dragon
Drow
told us.
captured the dragon a long, long time ago. They trade with the Minotaurs and they bring them grain, which has to be grown on the surface. And they trade them weapons as well, but they also trade weapons to the Gnolls. So they're keeping the Minotaurs and the Gnolls fighting each other.
I think it's more like the Minotaurs were making weapons that looked like Drow weapons. And so they give Minotaurs grains for the weapons, and then they take the weapons to the Gnolls and outfit them as well. So they're playing both sides.
Definitely.
But we forgot the most important thing we learned. That stool is an amazing weapon of terror.
True. Yes. Oh my god. So the kobolds got really freaked out when Stool tried to talk to them. Like, the one he tried to talk to properly freaked the fuck out. So when we were trying to get rid of them to save the dragon, Ishidoro asked Stool to talk to all of them, or sing to all of them.
Oh wow.
So Stool is happily singing away inside of like 1,000 kobold skulls. And they all absolutely freak out and run. It's amazing.
If it's possible, I would ask the DM to retcon it as Stool was singing Wannabe by the Spice Girls.
Oh god, I didn't realise Stool was familiar with such things.
Arcane
You
knowledge.
learned it from us, of course.
That's what we sang on the cart all the time. Do you want to be? It's like clearly an ancient traveling song.
I have recorded a solo line of the Drow lullaby that I made up for Stool.
Oh, nice.
So we do have a song for him to sing.
For listeners, that will definitely make it into one of the either additional outtake stuff or the commentary ones that we'll do after the series finishes. So, after you smashed both gems at Graven Hollow and you ran outside to notice the crack in the ceiling, you're sort of standing out there, sort of like, oh fuck, as in looking at the sky, and behind you hear a and the giant is standing behind you pointing at the sky, and Gazrin turns to you and goes, "He says it's the prophecy."
What prophecy?
What prophecy? He says it's the prophecy.
Well, that's helpful.
Well, you try getting out of a giant, I'm just translating.
I know.
I can't remember. Was Stool able to communicate with the giant?
No, their heads were too thick.
Can we maybe roll something? Maybe there is a prophecy somewhere that someone has read somewhere.
We haven't been doing a lot of reading, to be honest. Almost everything is either in
But we
Dwarven or in Giants.
No, but I mean just generally, like, oh, maybe once upon a time you heard a story.
13 used to read lots of stories.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Let's go for it. I mean, what's there to lose?
yeah. Maybe the dice will be good.
Ask the sword.
Oh, fantastic idea.
All the prophecies
I'm
you're
going to
familiar
ask
with
this-
all involve, like, people obtaining swords or gems or something. They don't seem to involve anything about the sky cracking open.
Okay, I'm going
We
to
did get
ask
some gems.
the talking sword if he knows anything about this prophecy where the sky gets torn open.
Okay, so let's see what he says. What does the sword know?
I do not know anything about this. What is this you toy? All I know is how we kill all the demons.
Okay.
At this point, a second giant comes, points also to the crack and goes, and then the giants in unison go,
Can 13 copy them? She's gonna like point up and make the same noise. Wow.
sure. You just do it, and Gashman goes,
They're just saying it's the bloody prophecy again. Be useful, you bastards!
Can you read Giant? Dasher?
Well, mostly, yeah. It's quite similar to Dwarvish, really.
Well, they have a library here, don't they?
they do, yes.
Can we go with Gazram and like kind of search for books that look important and old?
Yeah, you can.
Would that be an awareness check or like
It would be literacy and tracking, I guess.
I don't have tracking. I do have literacy. I'll try and help.
13
and
can
track.
help.
Sure. I mean, let's all search for it and let's see if we can come up with something. More hands, the more heads, the better.
13 can read dwarf.
Okay. Gazram is also looking, and he finds a couple of books about prophecies.
I love it when 13 rules 13. It's like, that should be her nat 20 or something. I don't know.
Therese knows nothing of other races and absolutely nothing of their languages, apparently.
Right, 13 will explain it to her. So, like, dwarf writing looks like small and stocky, like the dwarfs, and the elven ones all like squiggly piggly because they've all got big, long, loopy. Yeah. And the infernal stuff all looks like it's on fire.
I can read Elvish. Thank you.
I imagine
Doesn't it
all
look
these.
all squiggly?
I imagine all these books are like giant sized.
They are
Like
quite
big
giant,
slabs
yes.
of-
So as
Big
Gazram is
slabs
sort
of
of
stone.
sitting, trying to sort of slowly read his way through about the 18 books on prophecy you can find, you notice a small goblin appear and look over the table at you.
Does he look familiar?
He does, yes.
Is it the dude
Is
from
it the-
before?
It's the wizard's goblin. Cleve, I remember.
Yes.
Friend!
He sort of looks over and says, Have you brought the master's stuff?
Kind of. Cleve, do you read Braille by any chance?
No. What's Braille?
Do you know any?
Your master?
Okay, fair enough.
What's Braille?
It's a soup. Don't worry about it.
Soup?
Yeah.
It is a different method of writing, but you read it with your fingers rather than your eyes.
He sort of looks at his fingers and looks very confused. How do they see?
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
They have eyes on their fingers.
Oh, like witches?
Yeah.
Oh.
Do we have writing implements here? Like, do we have like charcoal and stuff I can find to make a picture?
You've got chalk and slate, I think.
Okay, so I would like to draw the symbol that we saw on the frozen Drow and ask him if he's seen it.
The symbol from where, sorry?
The symbol on the amulet that the frozen Drow was wearing, like near the cubes.
Yep,
You know, the
he
one
just-
we got the book from.
He just looks at it and just goes, It's a moon.
No, I know, but have you seen this symbol worn by someone before?
No.
Like as an amulet or something.
Not that I'm aware.
Okay.
Is it
Are they any-
perhaps a symbol of a house in Menzoberranzan?
I've never been to Menzoberranzan, so I don't know.
Fair. Thank you.
Are there giants around?
The giants are all three of them are now standing outside, pointing at the crack in the sky and going.
Okay, so they're busy.
They are distracted.
Yes. Can I just do a quick scan around the room to see if the symbol of the moon appears in any of the books here? Maybe the side of them? And
You do a basic glance through most of the books. Nothing's really coming out.
Could I ask the goblin if he knows about which prophecy that these giants are discussing?
What's a prophecy?
We should ask the wizard. He'll know.
Well, you're right.
Yes, he probably will. Will we go to see him?
I mean, yeah. Gazram would need some time to go through these books anyways, right, Gazram?
Oh, I'm gonna be here at least a few years. Look at this pile here.
Oh, wow.
Do you know how long giants take to write anything? It's even worse than when they speak.
I clap my hands and I go, Gazram, you have 4 hours? We'll be back in 4 hours.
Oh, bloody hell.
And he starts trying to speed read through.
I think we should go talk to the wizard, if everyone is in favor of that. Personally, I think the wizard is bad news, but he hasn't killed us yet.
He's just going to ask for the items.
I know.
But I don't want to give him the items if something bad. I don't trust wizards.
I would say that we do not give him the worm eggs for definite.
Yeah. I take out the worm eggs that we've stuffed in the bags of holding and I put them near Gazram and I'm like, Gazram, make sure these don't get stepped on or anything bad happens to them because you remember the dragon is quite big and quite dangerous.
Oh, lovely. Little picnic.
No,
I'm good with books. I could stay and help look through the books and make sure nobody eats the eggs.
Okay, that sounds good.
Okay. 13 goes over to Gazram and starts helping him look through books.
Okay.
Finally put her librarian skills to use.
I look at Cleve and I'm like, lead the way.
Okay, so the small goblin leads you back up to the tower, and as you go back into the tower and he closes the door behind you and he goes up the stairs, you notice Vizeran is still muttering to himself and walking back and forth between the windows.
He goes, you're back. Do you have things?
Yes. I pull out the list and we start pulling out just the required amount on the list. Not all of it.
Acknowledges them as they come out and he goes,
So, all you're missing is the worm egg?
Yeah, it was troublesome to find.
At this point, Cleve pulls his leg of the master and goes, they have 2 of them.
We don't.
Good. You can bring them to me later.
Cleve smiles as if he's done a good job.
So I ask him about the crack that's appeared in the ceiling. He's like, what's that all about?
Oh, that's just some ill effects. That's why we need the portal.
Ill effects of what?
Ill effects of incomplete bloody Grumph. If he'd done it properly, he wouldn't have this problem.
The crack appeared when we got rid of some more demon gems.
Exactly. If Grumph had done his job properly, then he wouldn't have done that. But he didn't. He skimped.
So the existence of the demons here is a fundamental part of this plane existing.
No. That's just if Grumph did all his numbers wrong.
I see.
So what happens if that crack expands? Do we all go...
it's going to. Look up there.
He points up and you notice there's a inky black void visible through the cracks. It's getting very slowly bigger. With each second it seems to be taking over maybe a centimetre worth of sky. It's slowly working.
Is that a good thing?
That's irreversible now.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Well, it depends what your opinion on the existence of life is.
I like the existence.
Oh,
we need to be out of this plane.
Well, there's plenty of ways out.
Plane before it takes over.
There's plenty of ways out of here. We'll open a portal. It'll be great.
So you're saying we open a portal, we manage to get out before the inky black void swallows all life?
Oh yes, it'll slowly consume everything because of bloody growth. What kind of idiot can't see that problem?
Well, just so that we're on the clear and we know who to shout at, what does Grumph look like?
Well, he's well, I've never actually met him, I've just heard his name, but he's bastard, he stole it all from me!
Does he belong to a house? And I look at any symbols that this guy has. Does he have any jewelry on him that has symbols?
Well, I've never met him.
Oh, okay.
It is unusual that one with power would not have their house along with their name.
He kept himself quiet.
That is very suspicious.
We also kind of found a very strange-looking cube underground.
A what?
A cube.
Oh, that.
You know.
There's nothing to worry about.
Yeah, some of it was spinning and some of it wasn't, and what's all that about? Like, what is it?
Oh, that's just the astronomical clock. It's nothing to worry about.
Oh, clock.
Oh, yes. Some call it an engine, but some call it a clock.
Okay, and hypothetically speaking, what would happen if the clock stopped?
Oh, well, existence would not exist, I suppose.
Makes sense. Make complete sense. Okay, well, I guess we should go find this drunk guy and get your book back, because we haven't done that.
One moment. We did find a book, but none of us can read it.
A book,
It
you say?
appears to be... Yes, but there are indents upon the page, rather than any
which
ink
speak?
upon it.
Let me have a look.
Hand it over and open some pages.
Okay. He starts running his fingers across and going,
Yes, oh yes, oh yes.
He keeps sort of flicking through, and you notice more and more his eyes are beginning to start glowing with this sort of very bright light, and his pupils are turning gold.
Gold?
Yes, this is it. This is the answer. Cleve,
Can I
where
roll?
are you, Cleve?
Can I roll Arcana to see what he's doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to roll Demonology to see if he's like kind of getting more demonic.
Okay. He's definitely not becoming more demonic. If anything, he's becoming less demonic.
Oh.
He definitely feels like he's growing in power.
Okay.
And
Can I tell what sort of power?
he just seems to be almost crackling with magic. When he gets to the end, he drops the book to the ground and goes,
I've done it, Cleve. Wait, let me test it.
and he sort of almost like leaps towards one of the windows, leans half out and goes,
You, boy, go there and do what you do best.
and he points, he seems to be pointing in a direction. Are you going to look at the window to see what's happening, or are you just going to...
Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely, yes.
Okay. You look out the window and he seems to have shouted at Demigorgon, who seems to sort of slowly bow forward and then literally start charging towards Menzel Baranzan.
Oh.
As he does that, he sort of leans back in and starts cackling like crazily, and he goes,
I have it, I have all the power, Cleve. Open that door. I can kill him at last.
Kill
How
who?
does that affect
At this point, you
me
hear the
opening a portal?
At this point, you hear the goblin kind of going, Are you sure, Master? It's quite powerful. We had to put it to sleep last time.
I will kill it, Cleve. Open the door.
And
Cleve,
I look at
what is
everyone and tell
behind
them.
that door?
No,
starts
don't interfere.
running down the
with
stairs slowly, and he opens this massive trapdoor, and you see there's like a sort of very pale gem. It looks like it's pushing some sort of power over something. And Cleve picks up a small hammer and just swings it down and cracks the gem in two. And as it does, you hear a roar, and this massive like set of wings flies back, and this huge goat-faced demon rises.
I'm gonna kill you, demon.
Is this still in the tower? Are we all
This
still
is
in
still
the
in
tower?
the tower. This is basically looking at the down, the sort of midpoint at the basement of the tower.
Okay, I look at everyone and I'm saying this is above our pay grade. I think we should let the two demigods fight over what they think is necessary, and we should leave. We should grab the book and leave.
Grab the book, yes. Can I just check? When we found the cube engine, was the outermost cube gold?
No.
Okay.
As you move to leave, you notice that this demon has climbed up and is standing in front of this doorway downstairs, and he waves what looks like kind of like sort of plague wand. And as he does this, about 8 goblins just sort of seem to spawn suddenly around with like bright turquoise eyes, and they seem to all be waving like some sort of sack in one hand, and they just look at you all and they start running towards you, eyeing like your trinkets and things you hold in your hands. What do you do?
I would like to shock the first thing that comes into range and not shock myself.
Roll. Yep, you shock this goblin, it drops its bag and sort of takes a step back, hissing at you. As two others sort of take its place.
I'm going to swing my shovel
Okay.
The shovel of destiny.
just across her.
Yep,
Oh,
you
perfect
crush the
swing.
skull of one of the goblins, it just collapses in a heap. But
Oh
again,
dear.
more take its place. It's now Rasthikos.
My weapon of choice in this situation is the spear, which, if they're coming many at a time, low-hanging goblins, I guess I'll just swing it and make a sweep in front of me, trying to put as many on the ground as possible, make them easier targets.
Roll.
That's an 8.
You swing, one of the goblins manages to catch your spear mid-swing, and 3 of them try to pull it out of your hands. Roll to keep your spear.
Okay.
Yep.
It's 22 this time.
You manage to pull the spear back off the 3 goblins, who still have very sort of snatchy hands. It's now Treese.
I will swing my slaver's whip at them.
Okay. Roll. Yep, you slash one. It basically has a huge wound appear across its chest and it collapses to the ground, twitching violently. But again, more just take its place. And as all of you have now acted, the massive demon sort of flexes down its legs and then flies up through the floor and is now standing facing Vizeran. And as all of you are sort of watching this demon fly through the ceiling above you, effectively, you notice all the loot that Vizeran had in the room pour down and start covering the door out. What do you do?
Are the windows unbarred?
There are no windows.
He was just looking out the windows.
Oh, the windows
Upstairs.
upstairs. The windows upstairs are
Yeah.
open, yes, but they do seem to have a sort of giant metal slide around them.
Okay.
We need
Uh,
to
Could
kill
use
the
metal
demon.
slides.
If I remember, you said that the tower had these pipes and all
Yep.
these things around it.
Yep, that's the metal
So,
slide. Giant,
yeah,
like a
we could-
huge metal tubing that goes all the way around. It seems to be holding it structurally together.
Could we just climb down using that through the window?
You could try.
I will shout out to the rest, like just kind of grab the book and the stuff that he had, is it like acting like it has some sort of sentience or just blocking the way out?
It's just blocking most of the way out. But you'll notice the goblins are still like trying to grab for you and trying to grab. It seems to be they're trying to grab the items you have.
Yeah, okay. Did you say one of them dropped the sack that they were holding?
Yep.
Can I grab it
Yep.
as
Roll
I
to
run
grab it.
past? Okay.
Nope. You
Okay,
get your hand
I'm
close
running.
as the body is like pulled straight back under the arc of these about 8 or 9 goblins that are chasing you.
I'm like kind of just fending them off with the stick and helping everyone get upstairs.
Okay. So it's now Layla.
Okay, so we are going upstairs, correct? Yes, that's what's happening. Okay, so what are the demon and the wizard doing?
They're kind of.
Are they
basically, like,
facing
fight-
off?
They're fighting at the moment. They seem to be throwing like huge lightning bolts at each other.
Does it look like either one is winning?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay, can I roll something like awareness to see how stable this piping is and whether or not Ishidoro's idea to just climb down it is a good one?
It would be tinkering.
Tinkering.
Yeah, and our tinker is in the library.
Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, let's see. Might be lucky. Who knows?
Nope. You think it must be safe because why else would it be there?
Oh crap. Okay.
You hear
What?
Ishidoro saying, "If we fall, it's better than being with a demon and a crazy wizard." And just
Okay. So I totally think it's safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start climbing down the thingy.
Okay. So which window are you climbing out of?
The one we were
The
looking
one-
out of earlier. The big one.
I kind of go, "No, Layla, the one that's closer to all the land is probably better."
Well, I'll tell you where the 4 are. There's one that's over a sheer cliff. There's one that's
Yeah.
down the ground pretty much where you came in. It's like down by the entranceway. There's one that looks towards Menzoberranzan that again, the ground below looks a bit unstable. And there's one that
Okay.
probably would be the safest way out but does have a massive hole in front of it where the ground is falling through.
Okay, the one that lands by the door. That one.
Yes, that one.
That one. So I'm gonna start climbing down there.
Okay, so you start climbing through the hole. It's now Rasthikos.
Considering I was the one that was not successful in beating goblins away, can I assume I'm safe from them still, since everyone else did well?
Since you've got a spear and you were further away than the rest, yes.
Right, okay. In that case, I'll also make my way out the window.
Okay.
I mean, if there had been any weaponry lying about, as in when we got the stuff, maybe I could grab something.
It's Vizeran's tower, there's hundreds of items just lying around.
Do I find a second spear?
See, do you find a spear? No.
Ah, damn
You
it.
find a very cheap-looking iron poker.
That's not what I needed to use. I'll leave it and I'll just climb out the window.
Okay. And Trees.
Okay, I would like to quickly search for something that I can use as a magical weapon.
Okay. What exactly are you looking for?
I am looking for something preferably either with magic inside it or something that will focus magic,
Okay.
because I don't otherwise have control of my magic to send through it.
Okay. Roll. You don't really find much. You find a somewhat cheap-feeling staff that might have something similar, but you have a horrible feeling it might just crack under the pressure. It doesn't look the best made.
Okay.
So it's now the goblins. Actually, can everyone do me a roll to see if the goblins manage to steal anything off you? Yep, you're all fine this round. The goblins are very close, and some of them start following you out to the sort of metal things all around. There is a lightning bolt from Vizeran. It does go through the wall. Natural 20. It slices clean through one of the metal frames.
Wow.
So, anyone who was outside, I think is Layla and Rasthikos, do me a d20 to see if you can hold your grip and not plummet off a tower. Yep,
25.
Rasthikos is fine. Layla just
Jeez,
manages to
why
hold
not?
on.
Cock.
I do like the fact that the lightning bolt rolled really well, which means it misses the demon and hits the tower.
It goes through the tower and slices clean through one of the metal frames. Well, it goes through the wall as well, but the wall was crumbling anyway. So, the top layer of the metal frame plummets and smashes off the ground, and the metal tubing itself seems to slowly start unraveling. So, we're back to Ishidoro.
Okay, I will speak to Trees and I will be like, Trees, you need to find the book and probably like some way to translate it. I don't know, look at his desk. I'll keep the goblins at bay and essentially I will shut the door to the study and kind of lean against it to keep any more goblins from coming in. And are there any goblins in the room currently with
There
us?
are 4 goblins, currently 2 of them. You know, actually, that's a good point. I need to roll for the 3 goblins who went out on the metal frame. All 3 of them plummeted to their death.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So there's now,
there's one in the room.
there's one like at the window frame that was about to climb out before everything went to fuck, and there's 4 in the room itself.
Okay, can I do the Game of Thrones Brandon Stark thing and just push him out?
You can
While,
try, yes?
while run. Is that like just a D20?
Yep.
Can I shock him with this?
Yep, you can shock him with your stick. Yep, go ahead.
Shock him with a stick.
Okay. You
And then I
pause
run
him
to-
with the stick. Let's see, does he fall? He just holds on to where he is, but he does drop his bag. So his bag
Inside or outside?
outside. His bag plummets outside to the floor.
Okay, so he's like hanging on by like fingers, right?
Yep.
Okay, I will go and shut the door, and if there are latches, I will start latching it.
Okay. So you slam the door shut and you latch it, but there are still 4 goblins in there with you. And we'll move
Okay.
to Layla.
Okay. Firstly, why am I always listening to Ishidoro's stupid ideas?
They're brilliant and they work. It's like-
Really? Really? Okay, so I'm hanging onto this metal frame. I'm going to try and sort of swing myself up to get a better grip and continue climbing down.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that makes sense. Roll. Yep, you managed to
Some
get
rubbish
just
rolls.
managed to get a better grip on what you are, so you can sort of spider crawl your way up a bit more.
Yeah, and I'm gonna continue to sort of make my way down to the ground.
Okay, so you start your descent. It's now Rasthikos.
I mean, I'll also descend the tower.
Okay, so since you rolled so well last time, I assume you're just climbing down. So it's now Trees.
I just want to get the fuck away from there as quickly as possible.
Okay.
Oh, no, first. Do I have stool and the were-rat?
Yes, because Stool's in his sort of papoose that he seems to permanently live in, and the were-rat's like scurrying round your back like a squirrel.
It's not a squirrel.
No, but he's running round you like a squirrel, I said.
it keeps getting smaller and smaller.
You know, do you think that it could hold on to the papoose.
Sure.
I think like you just get Stool to hold on to the were-rat while
That's
you're
fine. They can hold on to each other, and I don't need
Yes.
to be tripped up by it. This is good.
Mm-hmm.
But the book.
Ah, is there any way that I could reach the book?
You could run and try and grab the book.
I will do that.
Okay.
It
Roll.
clearly contains a lot of magic.
Yep, you manage to sort of slide and pick up the book and remain in cover. It's the goblins, which there's 4 of. The goblins, actually all of them, show interest in Treese because Treese has shown the most interest in any items. Only one of them is able to do anything. It's trying to take the book from Treese, and it manages to grab the book in Treese's hand at the moment. So the goblin is fighting with you for the book.
I am going to suggest that the were-rat launches at the goblin's face and kills it.
Yes.
What?
Let's see. No, the were-rat is just like,
Yeah.
what?
No.
No, I should be rolling for the were-rat.
Alright, okay, you roll for the were-rat. Okay.
Hey!
The were-rat leaps from your sort of group and bites the goblin's face. The goblin reaches up to try and grab the were-rat off his face and lets go of the book. And the goblin that was outside falls to his death and dies. This time it's going to be the demon. Yep. Can Treese and Ishidoro... Actually, no, can all of you just give me a dodge roll to see if you're hit by the lightning bolt?
Okay.
Everybody.
Yep.
Yes.
Also the people outside?
Yep. It's gone through walls
Oh
before.
god. Wow.
I'm loving while this is all going on. 13 is just like quite happily safe in the
13
library.
sort of-
Like, ooh.
Yeah.
I said this.
I like that
13
there's-
sort of sitting next to Gav's room, just sort of passively reading this book, and outside you see
Yeah,
this like tower walking back and forth.
Yeah, these like crashes and bangs, and she's like, ooh.
Oh look, here's a recipe for soup. Oh, that's lovely.
I love soup!
Oh, that's a beautiful soup, that.
Oh, you made it!
Oh, aye, back in the old country, we made a lot of soup.
So as 13 continues bonding with Gav's room, so Rasthikos gets hit by a lightning bolt. He takes...
Oh dear. Were you wearing your stone armor?
No, my stone armor will give me a -1 to the second of the roll.
He takes 10 damage, and for a split second you can see his skeleton in true comedy style as his lightning bolt fires
No
through.
one's there to see it.
Yep. So then we go back to Ishidoro.
I hate to interject here because I was climbing down the tower. Does me getting shot like that do anything?
You don't fall or anything, you just take damage from it.
Okay.
Just last time he's got a natural 20 that it's sliced clean through the metal frame.
Does he get like electrocuted so hard he just kind of like fuses to the wall for a second, and that's why he doesn't fall off?
We can see 13. He is slightly stuck to the wall, as in his fingers are slightly stuck to the wall. He needs to
Sorry!
back off.
Thank you.
You have no more fingerprints left.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So
You can
it's
pass
back
off
to
it.
Ishi.
Fine. Okay, so Teresa's got the book, right?
Yeah, she got the book.
Yes.
Okay. What light sources are here? Is there like
have
lanterns
your
and
lantern.
stuff like that? I do have my lantern.
We have stone.
All the chaos, he didn't drop his lantern.
Well, they didn't take it from me, so there are books and stuff nearby, right?
There's lots of books, yes.
Like shelves.
Yeah.
Great. Wherever there's a nice, amiable gathering of goblins menacingly staring at me, I will throw my lantern at the book in an aim to destroy it and cause an inferno, since, you know, pyromania solves everything.
Roll and see what happens when you throw this lantern. Okay,
Lucky number 13.
it bursts with a sort of bright spark of dazzling light. I just need Ishi and Treese to do a roll to see if they're blinded.
May I say that, like, Ishidoro, as his character would, doesn't look at explosions.
Oh, okay, because see, one of the cool guys who don't look back at explosions, right? Okay.
Exactly, right.
Alright, I'll give you a fair. Since you argued that, I'll give you it. Treese is fine. The 4 goblins, one of them is completely blind. One of them is just blinded this turn, 2 of them aren't. Treese, can you roll for the were-rat?
Okay.
He's slightly dazed and sort of falls off the goblin that he's biting his face.
Right. I will just tell Treese to leg it, and can I also grab the were-rat as I run past, since he's
Yep.
no longer...
Are you jumping
Yeah,
out the
I
window
will-
or what are you doing?
I am going to use whatever I think is acrobatics to try and like kind of jump out, but towards the metal tubing and start to like slide down it.
So you're going to try and jump into the metal tubing and slide down?
If that's possible, I would like to do that.
Yeah, you can do that. Oh. So you run, you grab the were-rat and you jump, you sort of land in one of the tubes and you start like basically sliding down this massive metal slide. It's like spinning around the whole tower. So you're going quite slowly at the moment. It's now Layla.
I'm pushing myself.
I am gonna like climb down faster. How far are we from the ground now? I know it's only been like 2 rounds.
I think we said the tower was about 20 meters to the top, so you started about 15 meters up. So you're probably about 10 meters from the ground.
10? Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna carry on climbing down then.
Okay. Again, since you've got a decent grip, you don't need to roll. It's just as you're climbing. Rasthikos, you're going to try and free yourself from your lightning predicament.
A 13 to rip myself off the tower.
I mean, we've rolled a lot of 13s.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there was a 13 to stick me there. I rolled a 13 to get off. Is that enough?
Yes, that's enough.
She's there in spirit helping you,
Yeah.
you see. While she's reading a book, she's...
But she was
Well,
there in
that's an
spirit.
ancient one.
She was there in spirit to get me stuck.
She stopped you falling off, right?
I'd like to think that they're like little omens that are happening near 13 as we are all failing to do such things. Like the giants have brought her a cup of tea and the teacup just cracks slightly as Rasthikos gets shot by lightning.
Gets stuck to the page a bit.
Yep.
Yeah. Look, she's a goblin, okay? They're goblin solution.
I mean, internally, I was smiling when I threw the lantern because I know she'd be happy.
No, actually, she would be annoyed at you for burning books. She likes books a lot.
Well,
She was a librarian.
Well, you didn't actually burn any books, you just threw a lantern that exploded. It didn't do any actual damage.
Yeah,
It was a light bomb.
she would have approved of that greatly. She would have also been cool and not looked at the explosion.
Fair enough.
Wow.
So, I assume Rasthikos is still climbing down, so it's now Tris.
It is now my turn to run like fuck. Out to the window, please.
Okay, you're just doing the same thing as Ishi and trying to jump into the tube?
Yes.
Okay, roll. Yep, you just make it, literally just stop yourself from falling off the edge.
I mean, you are carrying a baby. I've got the other baby.
I'm very protective of my little Myconid.
So we have the 2 goblins that can act this turn. One of them jumps into the tube after you. You can't really do anything else. This time it's both the demon and Vizeran that respond. No, both of them don't do anything. They both decide to start dueling properly, and they start having actual, like, sort of fencing style dueling, rather than, like, shooting lightning bolts at each other. So it's now back to Ishidoro.
Right. How far along down am I, or am I still moving slowly?
You're still sort of, it's getting faster as you're going along, and as you sort of look out, you see a hole where there was a Rasthikos a second ago, and then he disappears.
Okay.
So you're just making your way very slowly down this tube.
I would like to speed it up to a safe degree and try and get down faster. Like, can I just spend all my effort just trying to get to the
Yeah,
bottom
you can
of
sort
the
of
tube?
push yourself along, yeah. The were-rat is looking confused at you, it's still slightly dazed.
It's just blinking continuously. I would
I
be
think you're doing very well.
I would be screaming all the way down though.
It's now
I think you're doing very well. That were-rat is just like, oh, okay, different person. This is fine.
Fairness, were-rat's sort of sitting there with, like, really wide pupils, just kind of going, huh?
Yeah, I'm spending all my action to get down. Is there an exit to this thing?
There will be eventually, yes. So it's now Layla.
Okay.
How far am I from the ground now?
You probably do 2 more times of climbing down, you get to the bottom.
Okay, but if it's less than 10 meters, then I can jump it, right?
Yeah, you can jump it if you want. You're about 6 meters off the ground at the moment.
Okay, I'm just gonna jump it. I'm an ex-soldier anyway. I'm assuming I've got some kind of skill to land gracefully.
Yeah, it's called superhero land.
Roll your dex.
Okay.
Let's see how well you land. Yep, you land fine.
Oh wow. So rubbish today.
You land fine, you sort of dust yourself off. It's now Rasthikos.
I mean, given that I could rip myself loose from the tower, I guess I'd keep climbing down.
Okay. So just keep climbing down. The tower's not falling apart that badly, so you should be okay.
Yeah.
It's now Treese.
Do I still have a goblin plummeting down after me?
You basically are sliding down, and there's a goblin chasing after you that's also not very used to how slides work, so he's kind of looking quite panicked.
Okay. Do I have anything that I can do with it? Or do against it, rather? Can I try to use the cheap staff that I have just got and throw some random magic through it?
Okay, roll.
I mean, it's
Don't know what she's doing.
I mean, it's clearly the staff, not the user.
Okay. The staff.
I was going to say she doesn't know how to
Staff
handle
just
the
begins
stuff.
to. It's like it's swelling really slowly with magic, and it's about to explode. What do you do?
Throw it at the goblin.
Okay. The goblin catches it.
No.
Fuck off.
He puts it inside his bag of holding, and then there's a. When he looks at the bag of holding, there's a smoke's rising out of it.
Did every goblin have a bag of holding?
Yes.
Yeah, that's why I was trying to pick one up. Did he manage to get it all the way in before it
Yeah,
went?
you put it the natural 20, you put it all the way in, and then it literally exploded after it went in because the smoke starts coming out of his bag.
Great.
Oh, you
And
mean
he seems to be quite panically
didn't
looking at
catch
the
it?
bag.
He caught it. He caught it well.
No, I mean,
If
like,
he-
caught it with the bag.
So he caught it in his hand and then put it in the bag, thinking that she dropped it.
Bless him. I love goblins.
So
If only he had rolled lower, there would have been an explosion cutting the slide in half. It's like,
would have been an explosion doing something, definitely. Right, okay, so it's now back to the duel between the two of them. Nothing happens this turn. So it's back to Ishidoro, who slides and eventually reaches the end and tumbles out the other end of the slide. And as he gets up, he sees Layla standing looking at him, quite confused.
great, you made it down.
I restrained myself from hitting him with my spade.
Treese is on her way down. There's a goblin after her. We need your expertise. And I just tried to basically go stand where Layla is, essentially.
Okay.
I'm like acting like this is the plan all along.
This is like the sock coming out the tunnel thing where they're trying to hit it as it goes past. Alright.
Yeah.
Yep, that's the plan.
It's now Layla. Are you just going to agree with?
Yeah,
Ishidoro's
well, I
plan,
need to
sorry?
hit something, otherwise I'm literally gonna whack Ishidoro in the head.
Okay.
Ishidoro is very pleased with himself because like this is the second time Layla has agreed to listen to whatever he says. Treese is coming, then you hit the first.
Okay. It's now Rasthikos, who's pretty much climbed down. Are you just going to jump the last like 2 meters or so?
Yeah, 2 meters is nothing.
Yeah, you don't even need to roll for that. You land on your feet fine. So it's now Treese.
Hey,
How close am I to the bottom of this?
You're pretty much going to reach the bottom this turn. It just depends if you get whacked by one of the other people on your way past. So,
Do I need to roll to avoid them?
well, would you like them to do a roll to hit you, or you to do a roll to dodge it?
I'll dodge.
Okay, roll.
I may regret that.
Natural
Ooh,
20, you are
nice.
fine. And it even hits the
Wow, well
goblin.
done.
So, as this goblin flies past after Treese, holding a burning fire that's coming out of his bag of holding,
A burning
Layla
fire.
cracks him over the head with a shovel.
hey. I give Layla a thumbs up. I'm like, good job.
So
That's
there's
exactly how I saw it going.
There is now a bag of holding which has got an obvious large fire within it in front of you. What do you want to do?
Close it.
It has a fire in it. I
Has a
want
fire.
it.
Has
Can
a
I
massive
close it?
fire in it.
Like,
Let
I
Layla
actually,
have it.
literally, I'm gonna just dive for it. Like, I love the fire. I can't not.
Okay, so Layla's now gone inside a bag of holding.
Gone inside. Wait, what? No. What? Really?
I jumped into the fire, yeah. I just.
Wait, how big is this bag of holding's entrance if a person can fit in it?
It's the same size as your other ones, but she just managed to do a sort of dive leap into it.
Yes.
Have you ever seen a Dragonborn facepalm? Because I don't know how they would do it with the snout. I mean,
I mean, the important
I think-
bit is covering the eyes, isn't it?
yeah. I think I would have done like a kind of snout palm where I would like smack the top of my head and then just run my hand like along the snout. It's like
What?
Okay, so it's now Rasthikos and Treese. What are you two doing?
I mean, if the bag of holding with the fire that Layla just jumped inside is still there, I'll take the bag of holding and turn it upside down and shake it to see if something comes out.
Okay.
Because that's usually how bags of holding work. You can turn it upside down and everything comes out.
Let's see what comes out of the bag of holding when you shake it. A couple of chairs all on fire. A set of symbols. Natural 20 was a small chest full of gold.
Yay!
8 is a set of goggles with only one lens. 14 is a couple of hairbrushes, again all on fire. 6 is Layla.
This is just a pile in front of me as I shake.
And 18 is a set of large keys.
Well,
Ow.
So it's still all on fire, but now it's all been tipped out.
Yeah.
Well, for being tipped out was what was ow. Being on fire is fine.
You're still lying in a pile of stuff that's on fire, so you get to play around with that.
Fire.
a point of note, maybe we should kind of leave.
I think that getting out of here might be a very good idea.
I'm still holding on to the were-rat, by the way.
Okay.
Do we have a line of sight to what's going on inside tower, or are we just making do with sounds?
Just want to see. Ah, right. Okay. You hear the sound of ching! And as you hear the sort of explosion sound, the entire tower explodes in a massive turquoise fireball.
We're standing right outside it.
Yeah, but you're you seem to be standing below where the most explosion part is.
Okay.
As you watch towards Graven Hollow, you see the sort of burning body of what's obviously Vizeran land with a sickening snap on the ground in front of you, just in front of Graven Hollow. His body is very much on fire with turquoise flame, and as
Does
he
it
sort
seem
of
like there's
lands,
anything valuable on him?
a couple of the giants walk out and point to him and go,
I just assumed
I guess that's a prophecy as well.
I think so. I mean, it sounded the same. What's behind us?
basically when you look up, it's just a burning wreckage that's all on fire.
No demon?
Nope, no demon. And as you walk over towards the sort of burning body of Vizeran, well, all three giants are now standing, pointing, going, "Rrrr!" Cleve walks up to you and sort of gingerly offers to hand you a turquoise gem.
Well, you shouldn't be touching that with your hand.
Why?
But
It's how they control mortals.
I bring out a bag of holding and tell him to put it in it.
Okay.
But the other gem was pale. This one turquoise.
But the other gem released the demon.
Does it look like the kind of gems we've been smashing?
Yes, very much so.
Okay. I've been on this job for 3 weeks and I know exactly what this is, so I'm just gonna put it in the bag. Have the giants stop screaming at the body?
The giants are still just pointing at Vizeran's body and just going. At this point, you see Gazran appear going, "What are they bloody talking about now?"
You would know. You speak their language.
Yeah, but they've
What
gone
are
from
they
standing
talking
at
about?
one window shouting the prophecy to standing at this window shouting the prophecy.
Ah, yes. Okay. I look at Rasthikos and I'm like, guys, we need to go break this gem now. Let's get it over with. Oh wait, he said that if we break... Okay, I have a theory. If we break this gem, that crack in the ceiling gets bigger, I presume, the prophecy. Shall we just keep it in the bag of holding until we figure out what exactly is going on?
I mean, Graven Hollow's right here, so...
Yeah, I don't... last time we broke some gems, we kind of broke the ceiling.
That is true.
See, while 13 was in the library, has she found anything?
There's so many prophecies that have been collected in Graven Hollow that she's not found anything of use. She's not sure which one these giants are talking about every time.
Which seems more pertinent. Does she have better understanding about what's going on than us now?
Not really, no.
Yeah, has she learned anything?
Only a couple of soup recipes, and her and Gazran talked about soup for about a good half a day.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, it's learning. It shouldn't not learn. You never know when a good suit will save the day. Okay, so all in favor of destroying the gem? I assume like we've met up with 13 now.
Yep, 13 in Gazrim there.
All in favor of destroying the gem?
I mean, at this point, that's what we've been doing.
Yeah,
If we were going
it's
to
all
do something
normal.
different, we would have done it before.
How many gems would that make this?
So,
Let's see. There's this guy. Then we got Yenneco and Baphomet, like
This would be the,
just a few hours ago, if even an hour ago.
this would be the 6th one.
How many was in the cube?
7, I believe.
7.
No, not 7.
It was 8, wasn't it? 8?
8, yes.
8.
So, Yenneco, Baphomet, this sleepy one, Sloth, the one on
ooze?
the ooze. Oh, we're forgetting it.
Myconid one, the Myconid one.
Yep.
This one?
Yep.
Makes 6.
Yep. We don't know if Eric's completely gone. And I look at Stool and I go, oh, I mean, like, you know who is completely gone.
You mean Yenneco?
No, you know who. You know, his friend. And I point to, like, kind of Stool.
Still just looks at you blankly as if he's not sure what to say.
Good. That's exactly what I wanted.
13 is also giving him this look.
So do we smash the gem or not? I think it's a bad idea. So I'm not in favor, but like you are and others,
What do you fear might happen, Ishidoro?
I fear we might accelerate the
Void.
the destruction of whatever plane of existence we're on. Because Vizeran,
But
before
it's-
he met his untimely demise, he was of the opinion that we had to create a portal and get out of here. And he needed all these ingredients to make a portal, and the person who made the portal is in Mensa Varanza. So, yeah, I think if we smash this gem, that crack gets like larger and larger and eventually swallows this place with us in it. And
But the crack's getting bigger anyway.
true, yeah, point there. I'm unsure. I think a bad thing would happen, but I will go with whatever everyone says.
The thing is that we don't want it to open too quickly. And now, we don't have anyone that can make a portal. Although the giants did seem to assume that they would be able to do it.
Because they had Vizeran then.
And now Vizeran is dead.
Quite crisp. Did we try and check if Vizeran was alive? Like,
He's
could be
basically
alive.
flown from a burning tower into a crumpled, snapped mess.
I'm guessing
if
since
he's-
we walked back into Graven Hollow to meet up with 13 that we walked past.
You walk past
The burning
sort of broken body, yeah. He's pretty much dead. If he's not dead, he'll be
Okay.
dead in
Since
like
I-
3 minutes from drowning in blood in his own lungs.
Since I don't think you heard what I first asked, did he appear to have anything valuable on him?
Alright, no. He just basically had his staff on him. But his staff was kind of
Is this-
badly charred.
Okay,
It's a burnt stick.
Yep.
tough world for staging. So, Layla, what do you think? Should we break the gem? Destroy it?
I don't know.
I mean, there's still one demon that's just roaming about, so, you know, maybe he can hold all of existence together by himself.
Can I maybe do like a demonology roll to sort of tap into demon instincts? Let's call it that.
Okay.
Because Tiefling, just to see if it's a good idea or if this void thing is a real thing.
You think it's a
Oh,
great
you must be
idea to smash the
joking.
gem.
Okay, I think we should smash it.
Okay, so that's 2 for smashing, 1 for not smashing. 13, Reese?
Just for the listeners, I'll say that was a natural 1.
Smash's best plan!
Smash this first one.
Of course, of course.
13, Trace? You wanna weigh in?
I'd like to know what the giants think will happen next.
So,
Yes.
the
What is the
problem
rest
with
of-
Giant is that they're screaming it's the prophecy over and over again at anything that happens.
I'm
Isn't
gonna
that
go
right?
try and talk to one. So 13, who's spent her day reading Giant and probably listening to Giants standing at the window shouting and having listened to Giants. She's going to go over and do a dory where she's convinced she can speak Giant and try and speak to a giant and persuade one to talk to her and tell her what the prophecy is.
Okay.
So
Roll.
can I roll linguistics?
Yes. You try and speak giant, the giant just keeps going. Gazrim walks up with a tired look in his face and go,
Look, you bastards, just tell us something more than the bloody prophecy.
and the giant looks at him and goes,
But what happens next?
and the giant just looks towards you and goes, and Gazrim goes,
Right. It's one of two things.
Mm-hmm.
It's either there's no time to talk, the prophecy's at hand, knowledge will always endure, or there's no time to talk, the prophecy's at hand, only knowledge will prevail. It's a very strange language, is giant.
Does that mean like the same thing, kind of?
Well, it's slightly different translated, but it's very different for what they mean.
Okay. Can you ask them about what knowledge specifically they're talking about?
What knowledge do you mean? Oh, shut up about the prophecy!
Gazrim's just like,
He won't say anything else, he just keeps repeating the prophecy.
Ah. Okay, so we're back where we were. Trees and 13. What do you say about the gem? Do we smash it? Or do we not?
13 reckons no, because he said knowledge will endure or knowledge will prevail.
Right.
And that's like two different things, like, because like endurance means like
It will survive.
you could bury it all, but prevail means it'll win. So we need to figure out if it means like this prophecy is just specific to the giants.
I don't think they're in a big conversational mood right now.
No, 13's thinking.
Did you read anything that like could make any sense out of what they were saying? Like any prophecies that were talking about knowledge prevailing or knowledge enduring?
Giants really like soup.
Yes, but like
No, I mean like they really like soup.
you're meaning to tell me that all 18 books Gazrim pulled out were all recipes? Like cooking with giants?
Well,
There was
not
a big
all of them,
majority
but
of them.
soup seems to be a lot part of their religion that I didn't even know about.
Well, and also like the word for prophecy and the word for soup are kind of similar. Because I guess prophecy's kind of like soup. You put everything in and then you see what happens.
So
yes.
you mean to say that an alternate translation of whatever they're saying right now is that the soup will endure?
The weird thing about it is that would make far more sense than what they're actually saying, so maybe.
Okay, I change my vote. I say we smash the gem because that's
Hey!
like I don't know.
Why don't we
feel like-
ask the gem?
Well, we've never.
Because they
tried that,
talk,
have we?
right? We can
Yeah.
ask the gem.
This one hasn't. And why did Cleve bring it to us?
Where is Cleve right now? Now that he's like jobless.
Yeah.
Cleve's just been following you around.
Oh hey, what's this gem, Cleve? Why did your ex-master keep it in a?
Well, it's what was
Behind the
left
door.
of the fight after the master got thrown through the wall.
Yes.
So
and
it is what is left of the demon.
How did the fight end, Clee?
The master sliced through the demon's, wand thing, and then there was a big explosion.
Oh. Why did your master keep a giant demon in the basement?
He couldn't kill it.
Ah. And he captured. You were there when he captured. yes?
No, he managed to put it to sleep, and then he kept it under the tower and built the tower on top of it.
Okay. And considering that, you're now no longer employed, are you looking for a job?
And he sort of tilts his head slightly, and then is in kind of like he's not really sure how to do that.
Do you want to know what the job is?
He nods.
Okay. You're with us now.
He nods again and looks at you, sort of again waiting for more.
It's we'll come to your specific role soon enough, but
13's going to go into her backpack and get out some food and give it to Cleve.
yeah, consider
Okay.
this like a starting bonus. You need to tell us everything you know about what your master did with the book, and if you know anything that can help us here right now. Anything about prophecies, anything that he may have said that might...
The master said it was all giant mumbo jumbo.
What
giant
about
or
the
not.
portal?
Yes,
I know nothing about portals. My master brought me through one to get me here.
you don't remember anything from the past, do you?
I was sort of grabbed by the neck and pulled backwards through the portal.
Okay.
Where were you before that?
I served, as a sort of necromancer, really.
I see. What was their name?
Elrond.
Okay.
I see.
I look at 13 for any signs of life.
Has 13 never heard of another necromancer called Elrond?
She remembers reading books from generations ago, but nothing recent.
So did he have like a magnificent title, like Elrond the Terrible or something?
No, he was very much starting out. He just reached undeath, really.
So that small operation, what'd you do for him?
My job was to cook the flesh of the heroes off the bone and then use the meat to feed the dogs.
That's a real good job! I had to dust his boots.
Okay, right. So, have you ever been to Vizeran?
No.
Okay.
It looks terrifying. All the lights and all the sort of burning flames.
Well, great job.
Thank you, Cleve.
Stick around.
Okay.
Okay, so what are we doing? Are we breaking this gem or are we talking to it? Who's talking to it?
As you're sort of standing and debating what to do, you hear the sound of like screaming coming from outside Graven Hollow. And as you run out and look from the sort of view you have in Graven Hollow, you see down by the lake where what used to be Brackleslow, which now became Themberville, is now completely ablaze. It's like, looks like there's hundreds and hundreds of bandits running out of it, all on fire. And floating above in the air is the dragon you rescued. And sort of sleeking out from the side, you notice is Thembershad. And even from this distance, you can hear, "That was my city, mother."
Try, she has a work cut out for her, doesn't she?
And at this point, you hear the bigger dragon just like, you notice the anger in her eyes even from here, and you literally watch her as she sort of swoops down, picks up Thembershad, and screams as she sort of slams him into the ground. "You're not fit to rule!"
Wow.
And as the sort of unconscious Thembershad is left in the burning ruins of Themberville, the dragon sort of flies up into the air and heads north.
Towards.
I mean, she's correct.
Yeah, but
Not
like where
that he
she
was
heading?
really in charge.
Is she heading towards us?
No, she's heading towards Glenelg.
Away. Can we see if anything has changed at the labyrinth?
Well, from where you're standing and looking at the labyrinth just seems very quiet.
Well, there are no giant demons in it now.
To be fair, they still might be fighting, but the Ancient One can solve that problem.
The Ancient One is worried about her people.
Yes, yes,
We just kinda left them.
yes.
And a Minotaur army kinda would be handy if we're gonna go fight all the people in Men's up and see.
I
Yeah,
think
that
our
makes
only way out is to infiltrate the city and discover a way to get out of this plane. In fairness, they may very well be open to opening a portal with this void above us.
As you look towards Menzoberranzan, you see that Demogorgon has pretty much just reached Menzoberranzan. Or the Wrath Demons just reached Menzoberranzan by the fact that some of the fires look slightly higher than they were before.
That's bad, because he might twist their heads off like he did the ones in Storyteller.
What are the odds that Menzoberranzan has already started to evacuate? Or if the most important people haven't already started to leave?
Well, there's nowhere to go. I mean,
Portal.
They would need to have the reagents, and it doesn't sound like they've bothered to collect them.
okay, well then let's bring it to them.
They would have them in order to have the grain trade.
Well,
They
either
might
way,
have another way out.
I think we should go to Menzoberranzan now and probably have the Ancient One collect her army, which would be very useful, and probably convince the Gnolls as well to join us.
Are we not going to smash that gem first?
Yeah, let's
We
Can
smashed
I-
5 other gems. No half measures.
I look at the blue gem. Demon, if you are in there, speak to me.
Okay, roll your intelligence.
Can I roll demonology instead?
Your eyes immediately go bright turquoise, and you look at all the rest of the party, and immediately a voice in your head goes, "Everything they have is more valuable than you. You must have it. Take it. Take it as your own."
How can I roll to resist?
I'll look at Layla and ask, would you or should I?
I'm
I
looking
think
at
you
both
should
of
do
them.
it with that giant hammer of yours. Just get rid of it.
Wait. Nikolai, what can I roll to try and resist the demon?
Gonna say, can 13 kick her on the shin?
13 could try kicking on the shin, that might work.
13's gonna try kicking her on the shin.
Roll.
You're not
I just
helping
like-
me here.
The only thing you can really
Base
roll
roll.
is the hammer that's going to come. Like, it's like,
Yep, 13 kicks you in the shin, you immediately snap out of it by dropping the bag.
You alright?
I think we might have discovered why Vizeran was convinced he needed to have everything that other people owned.
I calmly pick up the bag and I say, no talking to the bag. New rule.
Can we just smash this
But
gem?
it wasn't in a bucket.
Yeah, but this is new rule. No talking to the bag. And I'm like, yeah, we'll smash it. Let's smash it. Guys,
I
do
don't-
what you do.
Yeah.
It is a dangerous one.
Yeah.
It says
Come
that
on, Rasthikos.
So can we find our way to the room where the other gems were smashed
Yep.
by the stone giant? Okay. So we'll just place the gem there, and I guess I'll take first swing with the hammer.
You don't really need to roll to smash it, you just swing down, smash it, and as you do, the earth begins to rumble again. You hear cracking sound, and as you look outside, you see chunks of, like, stone from the roof falling all around you, and the inky black void getting bigger and bigger.
13's gonna point at it and shout, the prophecy!
The giants all stand behind you, all point in unison and go,
Okay, well, science has taught us that breaking the gems makes the rift bigger, so next gem is maybe not break it right away.
next
but-
gem would be very close to the last, wouldn't it?
I'd wager that. I mean, we can see the Wrath Demon encroaching on Menza and Baransan. I'd wager the last demon's in there.
Yep. I'd say so.
See,
too.
like, I was gonna say, see when we smash the gems, is there, like, dust left over?
no, it kind of, like, dissipates quite quickly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
13
So
just
maybe
had the
around
thought
some
that if we needed all the gems to, like, actually open a proper portal, we're totally gonna. We might all be
Yeah.
stuck here.
That
No,
would be incredibly dangerous.
My brain went in the wrong direction there. I thought you wanted to snort somebody.
Snort them a while.
Snorting magic.
Just because you eat everything.
We're not in the original
mean-
series of Penance anymore. We don't do that shit anymore.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I guess like we're going to Menza Branson then, to a big city full of.
As you do this, Gazrin sort of walks up and goes, "You want me to send a note to the north to get the dwarves and the mushroom people down as well?"
That would be good.
The dwarves would be fantastic.
Are we
I,
trying to start a wall?
I'll get on it then. Right, we need to send a message to Grim. Oh, shut up about your prophecy.
I turn to Layla and say, you can think of it as we are starting a war, or we are trying to get everybody a chance to escape this plane. It may not be different things. We should get the Minotaurs.
Can I look out the window again and just kind of try and remember which way the dragons flew?
As you look out and look at the dragon flew towards Grim, you notice that the water in the lake that was between like where you are now and Thimmerville has started. It's kind of bubbling as if the gravity's not great. Like it's beginning to
Okay.
sort of rise a little bit.
Okay, so she's kind of gone towards Sloop-de-Doop, right?
Yeah, she's gone past Sloop-de-Doop and gone straight north.
She's going towards Grim.
Yeah, and like if I remember correctly, she's super pissed off.
Yep.
People we're trying to summon here are in her way, and
It's only a problem if they have the egg.
well,
She was
Gazrin.
looking for her other son.
do you have a dragon egg by any chance? Like not the ones here, but like back in town.
Oh, right, not the two you gave me earlier. No, we don't have one, no. We knew that somewhere south in Grackoslow they had a dragon, but we never really got a chance to see it.
Okay. How fast can you send this message?
Well, if this
Like,
bastard
faster?
will stop talking about the prophecy, we can let them know the day.
Okay, well, make sure we do that because I think a dragon can reach there fast. It's best that they are not in the path of an angry mother searching for something.
I'll get on that
You
then.
know what I mean?
old silence returns. The waters lay still, for this week at least. Join us again next week for more of our tale. This podcast is an adaptation of Out of the Abyss, a 5th edition D&D adventure. It was adapted from the original story by Nikoli Popsky. The podcast features Nikoli, Dragon, Shiraz, Freya, Susie Q, Tauno, and Wednesday LeFay. All music was written and performed by Boström. Artwork was by John Moore. And if you, dear listener, wish to acquire your own sets of finest metal or acrylic adventuring dice, then journey through the Underdark to dndice.co.uk and speak the name Penance RPG at the checkout for a 5% discount off your order. Farewell and Godspeed, for we fear the madness is closing in. Good night out there, whatever you are.
For Vizeran, RIP. Like,
13 had a great day in the library.
Learning about soup.
And like, do I like now get advantage if she ever has to make soup?
Yes.
Yes! I'm gonna put that in my notes.
You can have a new skill of cooking bracket soup too.
expertise.
Yep.
We need to get really serious this episode. Like, shit's going down now.
Yes.
I am going to find a way to make soup relevant.
13's awesome.
You know, this might be like one of those things that, like, after Ishidoro gets out of this thing, there might be soup waiting for him. So finally he can eat something without something horrible happening to him.
Ishidoro and 13 will go into, like, making a soup restaurant or something when they get out.
Yeah.
Be dead famous for, like, crazy soups.
Giant soup.
Hallucinogenic soup.